in a volume.
Iconic Bharat Mandapam, the second global conference of meditation leaders, brought together a powerful gathering. Leaders and policymakers from across the globe, representing government, corporates, education, healthcare, and social sectors, all united by a shared realization: meditation is no longer an option, it's a necessity. The conference was high on energy and intent. It wasn't just about inner silence, it was about meaningful action. Simple science-based tools like meditation, grounded in neuroscience and timeless wisdom, emerged as enablers of personal clarity, professional excellence, and positive social change. With the presence of the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar, along with other distinguished global speakers, the message was clear. The time to integrate inner well-being into mainstream system is now. Let's listen to some of these inspiring voices.
In this dark tunnel of depression and despondency, meditation emerges as a beacon of hope. It's a north star for enlightenment and a lighthouse when you are in trouble.
Dhyan in Sanskrit, if you split this sandhi, it is di plus yan. So di means ultimate wisdom, divine knowledge. Yan in Sanskrit means vehicle. So vehicle that transports us to this ultimate wisdom is dhyan.
Meditation is creating the power for me to be able to bring out those beautiful divine sanskars of the soul in action.
In our research, we have found meditation has been followed in all traditions all over the world in some form or the other from time immemorial.
Meditation is a self-experience. You cannot go and get meditation done by somebody else for you. You need to learn yourself. You need to experience it yourself. This is experiential knowledge.
The meditation is helping the people manifest meditation. Increases the power of our mind and power of our inner power. And meditation increases those of both of them. So whatever you think, you have tried.
So what do I have to do to make it a sustainable planet? So then plant trees and eat plants and then reduce waste, avoid plastic.
Letting go is a surrender. It's a deep surrender. It's a positive thing. Letting go is not a weakness. It is a strength.
Whenever we do our practice or sadhana or meditation, to reach to that state of nirvikalpa samadhi, you are open to learn.
So here the spiritual tablets mean they are not just physical pills or an ointment or an injection. These are all intellectual principles. Starts with meditation, intense meditation, of course, which is very, very important. That is the fuel to go forward.
Meditation should be part of life. It should become a way of life. And meditation to be brought into all aspects of life. And that is the way of life that we have to do.
As many applications of meditation you talk about, this is what we are aiming at. We want to achieve a state which is inducing alert full rest on one side. We are alert yet relaxed.
The first port of call I would submit are our schools and colleges. Can we start now thinking about how to reach them? How do we create a cooperative movement for meditation within the cooperative ecosystem of our nation?
For that knowledge to sublimate and mature into realization, there is something called sadhana, and meditation is one of the important aspects of sadhana.
When you meditate under a pyramid, and under the pyramid you intend something, you place that wish underneath it. And you keep on energizing that pyramid, the manifestation process happens way faster.
to wake up at 2 a.m. because another one at the end of the world need the help. You have this collaboration, that has to be deep, deep in the culture of everyone in the team. And that's what I could see meditation practice and mindfulness bring to my own team.
So with meditation, we transform our thoughts, we transform our emotions. And when we transform our emotions, everything outside us starts changing, because our thoughts and emotions changes our vibration.
In one sense, prepare them to what? For a life. The whole idea of preparing them for a job, for a career, for growth is again for their life in a sense. But in the process, the very basis of creating them, educating for living a life is totally lost.
With the United Nations declaring December 21 as the World Meditation Day, the world is beginning to recognize the importance of meditation in personal, professional, and social life. It was truly inspiring to see leaders and policymakers speak about how meditation can be meaningfully implemented across various sectors. This global conference beautifully aligned with the vision of Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation to nurture a world led by meditative, compassionate, and purpose-driven leaders. The seeds of impactful leadership were sown. This wasn't just a conference, it was a beginning, a bold step towards more aware, aligned, and awakened world. The movement continues.
Good morning, friends. Great afternoon and wonderful evening. Yes, these are some beautiful visuals from our global conference of meditation leaders too, which happened in Bharat Mandapam last February. Great. Okay, so we have some exciting thing coming up after meditation. So I would like to hand it over to Sir to take us into the day 6 of our meditation program presence.
Thank you, Pradeep. Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, evening. When we intend to do something, it happens. Just have to have the clarity to intend. These conferences are one such project that PSSM and Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation are doing. Many, many projects are going on. Somebody has to intend. When we are regularly meditating, as we are aligning to our purpose, we start intending expansive things, greater things. One such project came out of Buddha CEO Foundation is the global conferences, regional conferences. But these are possible when many come together and align. Our Delhi masters, many North Indian masters, PMC Hindi particularly, is a great partner in seeing that we had a first global conference, we had a second global conference, and now we're planning a third global conference. And the best possible way to bring together some leaders from across different walks, from scientific background, from spiritual background, from government and corporate backgrounds to come together and talk about meditation and how it can be taken everywhere. Always take one quote from Karthikeyan sir, nothing is impossible. So it requires some intention. And so we intended, then they start coming into our life as opportunities. We convert every situation into opportunity. So we will listen to these great masters putting an amazing, amazing amount of work in North India. PMC Hindi as a core PSSM project, spreading meditation to millions of people in Hindi language. Their intentions are amazing because this channel now is literally going into lakhs and lakhs of homes. Because the clarity is there with the practice. So first I'll listen to them, Alekya Shastriji and Amulya Shastriji, after meditation. I'd like to give maximum time to these master sharings today, how they got their clarity, how they're able to give their total attention to it, to this cause, and how they derive, most importantly, joy and happiness in whatever they do. Ultimately, the purpose of life is to be there to experience and then have an emotional payoff to it. We're looking for meaning, we're looking for joy, and if these things come, no matter what we do, then we are done. So these are not cliche statements, but for those who regularly meditate, have a greater meaning of what that means. So let's go into the meditation practice, dear friends. We are doing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to empty the mind and then rest the mind for a period of time called breath meditation. So we do this by closing our eyes and observing our normal natural breaths. As you see in the picture, sit down comfortably, eyes closed, fingers to fingers, hands in your lap rested, closing your eyes, observe your breath. The goal is to rest the mind, empty the mind of thought. When you observe your breath, your eyes closed, gradually thoughts come down and then slowly we go into a state of emptiness. And then the empty state is energy, and whatever that happens in the state, observe it, witness it. In case you have thought, bring your attention back to the breath and again observe the breath and start the process all over. So when you notice thought, bring your attention back to the breath and again observe the breath and go into the process all over again. And so thoughts happen, and every time we see thought, we bring our attention back to the breath. So start with the breath, and when thoughts happen, and come back to the breath. In between what happens, let it happen, and whatever happens, observe it, witness it without interpretation. So let's go into this practice, dear friends. Relax yourself. With your eyes closed, dear friends, relax your body. Dear friends, dear masters, with your glasses removed, eyes closed, With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in a powerful group meditation. Observe your natural in-breath and the out-breath. When you observe your breath, your mind is becoming less and less of thought. Allow yourself to merge into that emptiness as you become one with your breath. As we dissolve the thought, all that energy moves into the generous present moment. We develop greater awareness. and our body goes into greater coherence. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to go into that calmness, emptiness. All emptiness is energy. That vast, endless depth of that energy. That endless field of energy spreading far and wide. This is the quantum field of intelligence. the longer you stay aware, the longer you stay connected to this field of emptiness, energy, the more connected you become, the more empathetic you are. Allow yourself to be in that emptiness of no body, of no thing. This is the feel of your greater intelligence, that higher power within you. The more you are with it in this emptiness with energy, the more aware you become, the more inspired you become. Friends, it's truly a privilege to be experiencing this life, to be exploring consciousness at this time of our history. Can you express gratitude to all things and everyone in your life? Your gratitude to this consciousness, to yourself, to your body, to this grand nature, to that plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, to the animal kingdom, to the angelic kingdom. Be grateful to everyone in your life, your family, friends, colleagues, relatives. Your deep gratitude to all your teachers and mentors, to all that was created by you. The technology, the system, the company, the governments. Gratitude to your parents. Gratitude to everything and everyone. Recollect your experiences from the session, and whenever you're ready, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoy the session. We've done about 40 minutes of meditation. Going great in this program so far. Amulya, where are you heading? We have this Grand Master here with us.
Hello, hi. Yes, so I am traveling to Haridwar to conduct a meditation session and a pre-placement talk in a university, Dev Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya.
Okay. Sounds big.
Yeah, it's a really big institution. So
On,
they've we're reaching out as because we are opening up internships and full-time jobs. So and also meditation. So they do have meditation or rather yoga in their daily practice. So we're presenting a practical way of meditation for them easily adopt.
okay. So let's introduce Amulya Shastriji, one of the beautiful souls out there who is dedicating your life for meditation, but most importantly, living a great life. In this first week of practice, our meditation really brings clarity to align to a purpose and then be in that purpose, I think is what is represented here by Amulya Shastriji and Alekya Shastriji. I haven't seen her video open yet. I will come to her. Okay, there you go. Yes. So we have, say hi.
Namaste. Hi. Very good morning. Lovely meditation.
Okay.
By the
Right. So we'll introduce first Amulya and then listen to her. Yes, Amulya. Yes, Pradeep.
Yeah. Friends, Amulya Shastri is the Chief Operations Officer at PMC Hindi and a trained Carnatic vocalist based out of New Delhi. She has been meditating since 2010. Yeah, that's it. She gave a very small profile. Over to you, Amulya.
That's it.
That's that. Namaste, everyone. My name is Amulya. I started meditation in the year 2009, 2010. I was pretty much in 9th or 10th grade. And as a young child, I was introduced to the gods in the Hindu tradition. And that was my introduction to spirituality. I'm sure a lot of us have our introduction to spirituality in some way or the other. If by any chance, if my audio is cracking, please let me know. I'll switch off my video. So that has been my start into spirituality for a Hindu. I'm sure a lot of people have that. But there was always this question of religion on one end and performance on the other end. Because as a young kid, I was a very average student, and I pretty much was in extracurricular because I'm a South Indian living in the north of India. So like my parents tried to bring in culture into my everyday. So music and dance, classical music and classical dance was very much a part of my everyday life, going to trying to hone my skills that end, going to school end. But all of that set aside my inner question of what is God? Where is God? Because I was been growing up in a Christian school and I'm a Hindu. So I'm sure a lot of people have this belief on one end and performance on the other end and passion and hobby on the other end. We all have these three aspects of our life always going on. But for me, this self-doubt was a very, very important aspect of my daily life because yes, everything was okay, but I was not satisfied, not happy because I didn't have clarity on who am I. Because I'm a Hindu in a Christian school and I was very confused as a child and I used to have a lot of doubts, a lot of questions, and my parents were not able to answer it. My school was not able to answer it on who am I. And slowly and steadily, because my sister used to have migraine issues, so we went to a meditation center, meditation coach. There again, there was another kind of meditation, was not simple. I came out of it. Then we got to know about Anapanasati. And in my first practice, because I was so interested to go within, to know myself, what is this? What is God? What is this purpose? And then slowly and steadily, the idea of, wow, there is a world within that I can actually explore and I can connect to myself. But again, it was not very regular because I didn't have any purpose or any goal to achieve, or I didn't want anything particular. And the particular goal for me was when I wanted science in my school. And to get science, it was obviously to get certain sort of marks. And that's when the goal, within 40 days, I experienced so much clarity. And all the thoughts that I was crowded by about myself and what I believed of the world, they started subsiding and I started getting more clarity within. And that was my first 40 days. I got so much clarity and that clear goal of I want to know myself. Just that intent. I'm sure the intent, a lot of us who have joined, there is an intent of maybe whatever reason made you join. Now the intent for the continuing these days is very, very important. So because in those 40 days, because I was clear intent to clear my thoughts and get much clarity. Within the 40 days, I got that clarity and I had my board exams. And there's a long story to that. But I had my board exams and whatever marks that I envisioned, I wanted to manifest to get science in my 11th standard, because there is a particular percentage you need for that. And then I achieved that. Within 40 days, had my pre-board exams, board exams, and I being a very average student, achieved that kind of marks. But internally within me, the who am I question, yes, the performance part was sorted, but the who am I question started to develop further when I got, when this meditation, it was not that I wanted to know who I am, but I automatically, through the practice of breath meditation, I got that clarity that, okay, through the breath, there is this consciousness, there's the source, like we're hearing in these meditations, right? Infinite possibilities, the infinite consciousness. I started to experience that. Steadily, I benefited from meditation. I realized that, oh my God, around me, people are not that aware, are really confused. And that's when I started spreading meditation. Then I realized, okay, it's like when you go to a good restaurant, when you experience something good, you talk about it. So I started talking about it fearlessly. Originally, I used to be I used to be like, okay, I used to judge myself. So I used to judge what other people would take off it. But then I slowly realized that if I just speak my truth, I'm sure whoever wants to resonate will resonate, and then so on and so forth. So when in my school life, in my college life, in my professional life, I started to have these manifestations. Whatever I wanted in my life, I started to manifest it as a family, all of us, because my sister was going through her own journey, my mother, my father. My father had health problems. I also used to have health problems, like I currently have a cold, but within 1 or 2 days, I completely healing myself. Because that is, again, meditation is not only for the benefit of, mental health, mental clarity like I got. It helped me physically, health-wise. It also helped me emotionally whenever I used to have a lot of anger bursts, anger issues, or sudden emotional bursts, or I'm a very silent person. I like being alone. I started to open up and start, like, I'm confidently expressing. I was not like this. I used to be like, okay, Alekhya is the external outgoing person. I'm that introvert. But then I realized, oh yes, I have also a skill to express myself. My father is also very outgoing. Me and my mother are kind of like, the guys who talk very less. But then slowly and steadily, we started opening up. And also spiritually. The fourth aspect is spiritually. It helped me understand my purpose of life. I was I've done my bachelor's in media. I've done my MBA in communication management. And I slowly, steadily realized that my purpose, yes, I was in advertising field. I have been professionally, been able to make advertisements, tell promotion, marketing, and all of that as a message. Then I realized that I want to, in small intent, right, within me, that I want to be of purpose and service to the world. Because if I'm doing the same work, I want to be able to be of service and make people happier and live better lives. It was just an intent, because obviously I in your corporate life, you have to do what you have to do, right? I'm sure a lot of extras experience that. You've got to do what you got to do. Maybe you have to fire someone, or you have to speak rudely, or maybe speak those lines so that you get that promotion or that that deal. But then I started to work on the being myself, being truthful. And then I realized, wow, truth also goes a very long way. You need to speak your truth. And the values that meditation and the wisdom that we are getting through these sessions will help really hone that groundedness, the achiever mindset. A lot of people have these myths that meditation means you stop achieving. You don't have that will to, have a very high performance, be a successful individual. No. That's none of that. The most successful people in the world are meditators. They have a practice of meditation in their daily life. And that is what I'm personally experiencing. And it's constant exploration, constant happiness. And no matter what is happening, wherever you are, the happiness, that true happiness, which is not the happiness when you go to a restaurant or, I go meet my loved one. That's not the happiness, but the inner happiness that's the source of where it comes from. That source of happiness is what I'm truly exploring. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And just one small message I would say is, no matter what happens in your life, make meditation the priority. Because when you integrate meditation in your daily life, no matter what you're doing, even if you're going to a relationship, maybe if you're going through a relationship crisis, you're going through a performance issue, you're going through a mental uh, disbalance or lack of clarity. When you integrate meditation, automatically those bursts of clarity start to emerge. Small, small clarities. Wherever you're stuck, that's stuck. You don't need an external guru or a master to help you, but that inner clarity develops. And that's where the confidence really comes through your experience. So, yeah, life is very easy. Life's very simple. I'm so happy that we have chosen to join. And daily, it's a commitment and a habit that you have to keep coming in. This is just for ourselves, a gift to ourselves. You're not paying for this. You're not. You're not to do this. Truly an involve. And the usual thing that we've done a poll on PMC Hindi on what is the one thing that really stops your spiritual growth. And more than 75% people said laziness. So, yes, those days, you'll be like, let's just watch it on YouTube. Who cares? We'll do it later. I have a very busy life. But choose to do it. And you'll see how it'll change your life. It's been more than 15 years for me to meditate and make this in my daily life. And so onward and upward. Thank you.
Thank you. So what do you do now? You know a lot of messages. What do you do now?
So like Pradeep shared, run Pyramid Meditation channel. It's a media channel to promote meditation, pyramid energy, spirituality to the masses. This is in the Hindi language that we are managing. And the Hindi language we have distributed to more than 3.5 crore household division. We have been on Tata Play, Jio TV, Fastway, all these TV networks. 24/7 of meditation, spiritual wisdom, meditative lifestyle. So it's been a 24/7 channel. We have an app, PMC app, which is there in 11 languages. 7 Indian languages and 4 South Indian languages. And so the intention is that through content on one end, community on the other end, we are growing. We have more than 200 plus meditation centers have been developed. We have a meditation training program in Hindi. So it is a holistic way in which any person, because you connect through language. So Hindi is is the third largest spoken language in the world globally. And when we, through Patriji's message, who is our inspiration, Brahmarshi Patriji is the founder of PSSM, Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. And this is the media channel of PSSM. And the idea is not to just talk about meditation, but make it as a part of lifestyle. So like how Patriji has been a testament to making sure the message of meditation it's not only him as a guru talking, it's everyone, each one of us, all the people who are attending the session, everyone's experience should be on it. So that is what we are doing.
So what is your role there?
I manage operations of the whole channel. So there is a staff of 30 people and a community of thousands of people. So the idea is that we are a crowd-funded channel completely. So it's purely run through donations, and that is what we are very proud of actually. So the ownership is in the hands of people.
How many shows do you have that you made?
More than 65 plus shows. 65 plus
65 plus shows, and into what, thousands of episodes they run in, or hundreds of episodes?
Yes. 5,000 hours of content.
Awesome. Now you are probably under 30. I don't know what you are.
I'm 31. I'm
You're
31.
31. You just crossed. So what drives you to do all of this day in and day out? That I hear you wake up, like, you go and then you come back only at 9:30, or several times and discuss with your mom. They'll come after 9:30, 10, day in and day out. Why is that so? Why are you not going for parties in the evenings, weekends?
It's not that we don't do parties. It doesn't mean that we don't, like, it's all part of it. The main thing I feel is the purpose. I have been, it was even when I was in the corporate completely, I have been passionate. Whatever I do, I give my 100% is what I realized is my habit. It's my habit to be driven to whatever. So 6 days a week, 5 days a week, I used to work in my corporate and also parallelly give 7 days a week to spreading meditation. It's not that just because I'm here 7 days a week, I'm giving to this. Even when I was in the corporate field, I dedicated, no matter, even if I'm in office, I used to make sure I give calls, guide people, plan sessions was happening on one end also. But what drives me is the passion or the purpose, so that everyone should know themselves. That is it. It could be content, it could be a message, it could be an experience. There are more than 3,000 plus experiences. The true drive is that everyone must transform and know themselves, because I am knowing myself. It's not that I'm sitting in one high horse and I'm saying, hey, I'm here to empower you. No. I realize I'm exploring myself as I'm unlayering the onion peels of myself. As I'm exploring myself, I'm enabling other people that, okay, you know what, just watch this one content piece. Something will trigger in you. It's my drive, I feel, is my personal drive is that I want everyone to uncover and at least start to opening their layers of onions.
So my last question.
We all have those layers.
My last question before I move on to Alekhya. So we lost her. Okay. You're there. You mentioned something, I'll achieve a mindset. And
Yes.
I've seen PMC Hindi grow from zero to what it is today. You as an youngster, and you are what, like maybe 25 that time, or even less than younger than that when you started. You had this self-doubt, and will it work, not work, and then issues, people saying this and what are you doing, and all kinds of stuff, pressure, putting the pressure. What helped you to come through it?
I'm sure even every person has some kind of pressure. Maybe right now they must be having the pressure to eat breakfast. I think there are pressures that everyone has in their respective thing. It's again the meditation power. It's the inner strength and the very clear clarity that no matter what happens, we'll speak our truth. Because it takes a lot to start a platform, because there is nothing. But that the vision that even our inspiration Patriji gave, who I really give it all to, because he just showed us the direction, saying that, you know what, let's do this. It's more of like an exploration, like a science experiment. Let's just do it. Previously, if you ask my original self, I don't like creating anything. Like, I'm not the startup mindset sort of a person. I'm more of a very safe person who, like, you know, if there's already something, I'll give my 100% all. Never starting something. But that's when the community or the group comes in. We all collectively as a group decided that, you know what, let's do this fearlessly. Yes, there have been pressures. I'm sure everyone experiences that. But then you realize, you know what, we'll go through this. Because we are not here to promote ourselves. We are here to push a message. And that message will reach. Because I have been experiencing for the past 10 years, I have been sharing my message and hundreds of people have been inspired by my personal message. Then I realized if we provide a platform where everyone shares their message, then thousands of people will benefit. Just that is the small idea, that's it. No very big, yes, we have a very big vision, like any company does, but small vision, small missions we have. Okay, let's do this. Now let's see what happens. Then this, let's see what happens. Because the vision is, we want 300 million people, Hindi-speaking people, transform. That's achieving the critical mass. That's our vision.
Awesome.
So on and so forth.
Awesome. There's an amazing intention that you have, and then you kept talking about it, that you have that intention.
And thank you, Chandraji, for inspiring us.
Clarity, intention. Great. there's so much of story behind this young master. Of course, we were here, there, her picture is shaking, but still wanted to bring some morning inspiration from people like this. How many people think that 300 million people must get this message? 300 million people must get this message, of course. Yeah, there is Amulya there, yes. But that's the power. That's the power that we're talking. The meditation gives to dream big. Thank you, Amulya. We'll come back if it requires to be. I will move to Alika Shastriji. You're a great partner, right, in this process. And all the best for, of course, it's always best, but then make it very eventful for you. In you said Haridwar, right? Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yes, Pradeep. You're on mute.
Yes. So let me say a few words about Alekia. So Alekia Shastri, CEO of PMC Hindi, which is reaching 35 million plus households via India's first spiritual lifestyle satellite channel. She has raised close to $1.2 million via grassroots crowdfunding in under 2 years. So by profession, she's a chartered accountant from 2011 with 13 years of corporate consulting experience across various global industries. She has delivered 3,000 plus talks across India, including corporates, colleges, and global forums. And she's a featured speaker at C20 Summit, presenting India's spiritual insights for G20 Global Agenda. She addressed the Global Conference of Meditation Leaders, inaugurated by Vice President of India, honored with Mahakaruna Award by Mahabodhi International Center, Leh Ladakh. Yes, Alekia, over to you.
Thank you, Pradeep. Yeah. Thank you, Alekia, for joining. Alekia ji is, the entrepreneurial spirit. That zeal, that clarity of doing something meaningful, and then that truly aligned with the purpose, I think is how I see this Grand Master. Yes, let's listen to her in taking this whole PMC Hindi channel. She and her sister, and then many, many people around India, many masters with their help and support, and how they are navigating. But first, we'll listen to her experience of what sort of makes her to be in this path. And then listen on to this important initiative that Alekia and Amulya and the big team of people are driving. Yes, Alekia.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Chandra sir, Pradeep sir, for giving us this opportunity. My journey did not start with wanting to know why we are born or purpose or efficiency or anything of that sort. Everyone in my family was doing it, and it seemed the thing that was to be done. And so I'll break it up in parts. My inherent nature, the circumstances that I was surrounded by, and how with meditation the transformation happened. So everyone was meditating around me. I felt I don't have any health problem. I don't have any mental health challenge. I was fairly above average during doing whatever I was doing in my life. So I never felt the need for something external. But during my second attempt in my CA exams, I failed for the first time. So I realized that maybe whenever we want to start and we're seeking for answers, it's usually a challenge that comes up in our life. So the challenge for me was um, I, I failed in my CA exam. I never experienced failure. I didn't even know the concept of failure. So I'd heard other people, but when it happened to me itself, I was like, oh, okay. And this is what it feels like. And for the first time, I experienced something that I never experienced, and was this is the emotion of fear, which which was when I would sit in front of my books, I wasn't able to concentrate. Or when I was not doing that, or when I was amongst people and they would say, oh, you know what, if you fail once in CA, bar bar hi dena padega, you got to keep on repeatedly doing it. So I realized that the external noise started to convert into my internal chatter. And I already knew that in and around me there were these, my sister, my mother, my father. My father healed his disease, my sister was getting more clarity, my mother's personality was transforming. So I said, okay. So I knew that the answer was meditation, but I obviously felt that there were a lot of myths around meditation, that you have to become part of a sangha and you have to be a part of this cult. And those kind of myths were there because in 2008-9, there were very few organizations that were openly talking about meditation from a scientific perspective. Even though my parents itself were practicing Anapanasati meditation. So, to maintain my rebellious character, but still wanting to look for a solution, is how I actually started to meditate, to kind of experiment to see if it is it possible. And in my first 40 days journey of meditation, I had so much clarity of being able to navigate through that inner chatter. I knew that this inner chatter, I was able to recognize that these thoughts that I was getting are triggered by something from the external source, and I now no longer I no longer felt overburdened by those thoughts. I was able to navigate through them. So in my first 40 days of meditation, it was not intense clarity and just like wow, it wasn't a wow moment, but just the persistence that I somehow was able to go navigate myself through that external chatter to inner chatter. And through those 40 days, the next 40 days was when I actually was to sit for my exams. And during that 40 days, I practiced in meditation truly religiously. Like, and I've now I mean, much later when I started to read the books of all of these performers, I realized that it's always everyone has the same circumstances, experience, situations and access to resources. It's how you're able to tune into those resources in that point in time to make the most of it. So everyone studies the same, the teacher is the same. In those 40 days right before my exams, I would meditate 10 minutes before I would sit down to study, 10 minutes after I would sit down to study, and just right before sleeping I would do like my 10 to 20 minutes of practice. So it wasn't very intensive, but it was completing my 40 minutes of 40 in my 40-day cycle. The day when the paper came in front of me and I had to write, I had absolute clarity. There was no other thoughts, no distraction, and everything that I knew that would come in the exam, that gut feeling got strengthened so much that I saw exactly that in my question papers. We all have that gut feeling, that thing that we should say at the right time, at the right place for that sales deal to click, or that person to feel inspired, or whatever. It could be infinite, the right thing to happen at the right place at the right time. It's just you being able to tune into that, connecting to that space within yourself where where you are no longer bound by the external simulation, but something deeper within. And so that's how my journey of something deeper within started, because the profound stillness that I would experience in my meditation, even though it would some meditations would just be lots of thoughts, some meditations would just be so much calmness, just wanted to be quiet. Some meditations would give me so much insight. So I realized no one thing is the same. And this journey of the journey of meditation practice is very enjoyable. So it was that time that I would give to myself, and that's how actually my journey started. Very erratically. So whenever I felt that I needed that pockets of silence in my day, I would go back to meditation because I had achieved my goal of overcoming my fear. I became a CA, so I realized, yeah, okay, when I have that anxiety or something, that's when I should go back to meditation. So my pockets of stillness search led me to meditation because I knew that was the answer. But as a regular practice, I'd moved to Bombay at that time. So I became a CA. I was working with Productivity Consulting. And so you typically in a corporate lifestyle, you go from one weekend to another weekend. So because I was living away from my parents, I was living with a lot of youngsters and friends in Bombay, which is such a highly charged environment of achieving. So we a lot of the typical youngster things of weekend parties or traveling, and because I like traveling, so just planning the next. So I remember one moment of sitting by, we'd come back from a holiday and I was sitting with my friends and everyone was talking about where are we going to go next? What are we going to do next? And that is when this question came within me to say, why are we always thinking about the next? When does this ever end? Are we just living for these, these achievement metrics in our life? By nature, because I was raised in a South Indian family, plus my family culture and value system is of seva. So if someone comes, like my grandmother, to feed people, or if it's poor people, give something to them, educate them. So different ways in which people were doing some form of seva in my service in my household. So I thought, okay, maybe, what, that's my purpose. And I always felt inclined that, when youngsters were there or small kids were there, were not educated, I would try to teach them in my own little way. Or like whatever money I would get, like 10%, I would just donate it. My first paycheck, I remember I had, as an article assistant, there was a TV channel called NDTV Good Times, in which there was a program called Heavy Petting. And there's this 78-year-old lady living in Panchgani who was taking care of a lot of animals, and I felt, oh, you know what, I should help her because she's doing so much for people and I can't do that. Let me help her. So that nature of service was always embedded, but I didn't really know what that was that if that was my purpose. So again, we have these questions but we don't really seek answers for them. And so I completed my job in Bombay. I moved back to Delhi. I then had higher goals of, and I think I became a CA by the time I was 20. And so 21, my target was, I want to be fully funded for a business class travel to a foreign country to work in a project. And I want to be put up in a 5-star, basically just, just like a 5-star hotel. A BMW should come to pick me up and stuff. So some very specific goals of what I wanted to achieve, and those were milestones that I kept for myself. And even though I didn't do the creative visualization and all of that, because my intent was so clear that this is what I want to experience. And it was not that it was just with the joy of, okay, I want to experience it. So like that, I think till the age of 21 to 26, I kept a lot of these metrics and targets, whether it was goals in my professional life, whether it was that, that paycheck amount that I wanted to hit, the kind of projects that I wanted to work on. And even and in the corporate, I enjoyed working 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours. Last I worked was with Ernst and Young, and I was working in the management strategic consultancy. And every project that I worked on has empowered me so much, because everywhere I realized, because I was practicing meditation and I enjoyed it so much, and I'm very particular about vegetarian food, about my diet, people around me naturally knew. So if you ask anyone in my previous jobs and stuff, they'll be like, even including my partner, if they knew that we were all going for team meetings or if there was a client meeting, we would only eat vegetarian food, and we would only be like, okay, so they knew that, okay, this meditation thing is something that is definitely going to come up. But this is all something that happened gradually in my life, because meditation practice continued simultaneously. And of course, thanks to Patri sir, the motivation, or rather the inspiration to read spiritual books, or rather spiritual science books, was so much. I loved reading. So there's always a book that I would be reading simultaneously when I would be traveling for work and stuff. So I realized that my routine was already something that most people aspire for, but I didn't realize it because it happened very naturally. It wasn't something that I was consciously choosing at that point, because meditation empowered me like that to make the choices that led me to all the experiences. So, it could be waking up in the morning, working on my physical fitness. So it's probably a run or a walk, and then reading that book. I would travel by metro, or even if I'm traveling in another country, that half an hour of book reading was something that was always embedded in my style, because I knew that when I wanted to meditate, there were so many questions. When I read a book, I was so inspired that the questions that I had in my meditation would somehow find the answers in the books that I was reading. So books really helped. And when when these sanghas used to happen of meditators where they would share experiences, we would go there, and I would feel so inspired, thinking, wow, so many people are are being driven by themselves, and they're really exploring themselves. So that's how typically the journey started. So by the time I was 26, I felt that a lot of the goals that I wanted to achieve in my life were. And in the journey, I also realized that wherever I would go, in whichever medium that I could enable a person to at least sit for 10 minutes of meditation, I started to do that. And of course, volunteering in whichever way. So at one point, I realized that there aren't a lot of people who are actually talking about meditation. So in somewhere around 2015-16 is when we started a youth organization called Sensei. We realized, okay, everyone thinks that meditation is for oldies. It's something that should happen for, like, I mean, not the word oldies, but it's for people who've achieved more in their life, and it's more like a self-actualization thing, and it happens only after you've achieved your basic goals. But we realized in our own journey, meditation has been such an enabler to achieve everything that we've aspired to achieve, that everyone should meditate. It gives you that inner peace and clarity. So we started just a youth organization, and we said, okay, so we have this corporate experience, let's structure a sales funnel, let's reach out, talk to colleges and schools. And we started to do that in our free time. So Monday to Friday was this, Saturday we would do this. And we thought, okay, there should be a magazine for youngsters. So we started a magazine called It's Yours. And during that time, within our family, because we're based out of North India, we would go for a lot of events of PSSM in the South. And we realized, oh, okay, there are not a lot of people. So if Patriji would come to North India, there were limited people. But when we would go to South India, we thought, oh, there are a lot of people. So we said, okay, no, but this simple technique of meditation, everyone should know. And so we started doing events as well. So we would do events as youngsters, we would do events in schools and colleges under the name of Swanubhav. And for North India, okay, there should be a way where everyone could come together. And so so a lot of meditators in North India who were driving the movement, including our father Shastriji and our mother Vasantaji, and a lot of other senior masters who were also working, said, yes, we should do an event. And that's how the first event in Rishikesh came together. Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh. So it's on the banks of Ganga. There's a ghat which is exclusively dedicated now to only meditation. We did the first event, and I thought, okay, I have all this corporate experience when I'm like strategizing and helping other people. Let me be a part of this volunteering. So slowly, we first did the first Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh in 2017. And it started with about 700, 800 people just coming together and meditating. And can I share a video with you? And I want to show you now. This is not a, I mean, this is just something that the team put together of what Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh is today. So imagine Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh in 2017 with 700 people. And yeah, this is Mahayog.
Welcome to Rishikesh!
बाहुलां मे करोत्पन्नं पायोरेतो असमान् सुधत्त आरार्ते
So yeah, that's what it culminated in Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh that we recently concluded in October 2025. We had 4,000 plus people from almost 200 plus cities of India, across India. We had representation from about 5 to 6 different countries across the globe. And we had almost 300 plus volunteers. This is an absolutely free crowd-funded event that take place. We served almost 150,000 free Annaprasadam meals to meditators, and we actually tied back with HeartMath Institute, and we're waiting to hear back the results to see how these collective intensive meditations actually impact the global network, and how meditation truly, if a lot of people come together and meditate, how this can create a ripple effect of change for humanity in itself. And this event today, this event was the 8th edition of the event since 2017 when we first did it. And we were able to bring so many people into from so many different cities and so many volunteers, thanks to the initiative that Patriji envisioned in 2017 when he said there should be a TV channel. We should have a TV channel that talks about meditation. And the Hindi channel started in 2019 with me, Amulya, Sai, and a few volunteers. Sai, who takes care of our entire technical setup. And so I'm a CA by profession. Amulya is a marketing MBA in communication. Sai is a civil engineer. And of course, our board of directors, because we set it up as a company, we have PV Ramaraju sir, Deepthi Nadella ma'am, who are all very core, hardworking meditators who all believe in this one focused intention that meditation should reach everyone. Everyone should be touched by the information of meditation. When they have the information, they will definitely start. So our job is to make sure that the information reaches. So in 2019, we had a very humble beginning. We with 3 people and a lot of volunteers. When I say volunteers, it's we all learning how to edit. No known skill sets, technical skill sets in that context. Just the vision of meditation. And in the last 5 years, today PMC Hindi, in October is when we discontinued the satellite channel, but till then we were distributing to 3.5 crore homes. We launched our first 24 by 7 channel within 1 year of the channel launching. So 2019 we started the company, 2019 is when we started the channel. 2020 is when we established the company. 2021 October in Mahayog Dhyan Kumbh is when we released the 24 by 7 channel with its first reach of 70 lakh homes through a cable network called City Cable. And since then, we've added almost 500,000 people into the PSSM community of meditation. We have a strong, active community of 100,000 people across the globe. I saw Amrita Joshi ma'am write that I got to know about meditation from PMC Hindi channel. It's the vehicle to promote the message of meditation. So the channel in itself enables through content. We have a lot of our workshops that we enable to bring the community together. We have an e-commerce platform because a lot of people want to purchase pyramids. They want these energy enabler tools. We run a magazine called Pyramid Dhyan Jagat in Hindi so that we are able to cater to the Hindi audience. And we have a lot of projects, community projects, whether it's going to schools, whether it's going to colleges, whether it's going to the jails. We have a lot of community projects, specifically in the Hindi regional language. And of course, along with Hindi, now we're slowly expanding to Gujarati, Marathi first, and then eventually Bengali and Odia. Where the idea is very simple. Meditation has to reach everyone. And when I look back, when I go to work, so my routine has not changed. When I was working in the corporate to if it is today, when we go into PMC Hindi. But what has changed is what was my passion now is now added with my purpose. My passion was always to create platforms. My core profession as a strategic consultant was to enable businesses to grow further, whether in their P&L or in their efficiency in processes. And that was always my passion to create, and the purpose which I was looking for, because what is the ultimate, what am I going to do, what is it, it's not what is the legacy that I leave behind, but the joy that I get in doing what I'm doing in the every moment. It's the now that is what I have to enjoy completely. So PMC Hindi is a wonderful platform in which I have realized not just me but thousands like me are able to bring their passion and purpose together, to enable many to live their purpose. And so yes, that's I think that's in short my journey. Of course there are a lot of learnings through the process.
Right. I think this is a mega purpose, but started with you, like any other youngster, having their own dreams, but added meditation. And so then we have to see that accelerate everything, all the experience of BMWs and business classes and promotions and things like that happened. Meditation accelerates.
Yeah.
Meditation does not let you give up your dreams, instead it enhances, expands the dreams. That's what we see. And then you made a very important point that you had all this experience that you gained at corporate, creating platforms. Now utilize it for a great purpose, because meditation gave you also the purpose. As I realized, this channel, this project is so big, you need a lot more time to talk through this. But I was fascinated, dear friends, about how, if you have a strong will and strong intention, and which are so beautifully nurtured by meditation, regular meditation, with the right company, which is what Amulya and Alikyaji were into, then there isn't anything that's not possible. You dream of giving meditation to the 80 crore Hindi-speaking population around the world. Every time I interact with Amul Alikyaji, that's what she talks about. There are 80 crore people. That's 10% of the world. And they all need to learn meditation. And that's one single goal that PMC Hindi channel that Alikya, Amulya and the entire team has. If we have any, and we all, yesterday, one youngster in Telugu program was saying that I feel like I have to do something beyond what I'm doing right now. I mean, it's becoming clear to me in the 10 days of meditation or whatever. I need to do something beyond what I'm doing, something to help others. And we all have those intentions. We all have those calls. And this becomes one of the beautiful projects to be associated with. PMC Hindi. What I would like is, Alikya ji, we need some literature around opportunities to work with you.
Yes, sir.
And Dhyan Yuva project, and then you talked about some crowdfunding
Yes.
initiatives.
Yes.
And now, as I saw, there's the teaching in these places,
Yes.
colleges that Amulya is going.
Yes.
Whatever that you have as opportunities to engage, it would be good to communicate to this team in our groups. And then perhaps in week 4 or week 5, we'll listen in a little more around the final week, I think, around PMC Hindi's mission, objectives, and many things, because that's a talk by itself. Okay, in week 5 in cover service, we'll talk through this again. Okay,
Thank you.
Nagapradeep. What do you say? You also started, but of course, Alek started much younger than you, at much younger age than you, maybe, at the same time, I don't know.
Much younger, sir.
So how much she's doing? How much they're doing?
Yeah, I always feel fascinated whenever I meet them, the kind of energy they carry, the vibe, and then um, so that environment they create where they were very easily able to attract a lot of youngsters into the team.
We feel
Okay, I think we lost.
his envision, and of course, what Chandra sir not visited Pyramid Valley. It's
What did you say again? Please repeat.
the projects that Buddha CEO is actively driving and supports, something that we also drive and support, which is Pyramid Valley International. It's a testament of miraculous thinking. We can do it if we believe in it and we have the intent. Whenever we meet Chandra sir, that is reiterated within us that the clear, miraculous thought, and that's all. Everything else will align. We have to use all of these principles in our everyday life, and yeah, so this platform itself is a testament to that. So thank you for inspiring.
Great. Kiran, what do we say? How much more we can do? If we listen to these two youngsters, just as they turn 30, they're talking of thousands and thousands of people impacted.
I have no words, sir. I was thinking like I was doing more service, but listening to what they're doing at this young age, I don't know, like there is a lot more for me. The takebacks for me from this session is that I'm only probably doing 10% of what they're doing. So a lot more. And thank you for inspiring each one of us, Amulya ji and Director ji. Thank you for coming over.
You're thinking 10%, I'm thinking 1%, not even 1%. Okay. Yes, Neha ji.
He was targeting the top 1%, which will take care of the rest.
Yeah, Neha ji.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Alekhya ji, and warm morning, everyone. It's always very, very, very inspiring to listen to Shastri sisters. I have been following them since a long, long time, and they have also played a very important role in my meditation journey. And that's how you touch people without you knowing how many thousands of people, crores of people you're reaching out to without meeting them in person. And as Kiran sir just said, I just felt spirituality service is like more is less. We felt like they're doing so much I can also further do. And my takeaways from both of you is number one, when you spoke about how external noise becomes your inner chatter and you start believing it sometimes. So first is this. Second is persistence, being there even when you were meditating in snippets, right? Three times in a day, but you were there every single day, all 40 days. So second was the power of persistence. Third is listening to your own gut feelings, was the next thing that I can take away from this talk today. Next is power of intention, setting that intention. And yes, on a lighter note, it made me to rethink of if you know that Maslow's theory, right? In last, they talked about self-actualization. When you spoke about that word, I realized, oh my God, this can happen right from the beginning. We need not to, finish the earlier parts of the pyramid and then reach to the top. It can happen right from the beginning, right from the bottom of the pyramid. So another thing, when you said we did not know much, no specific technical skills, just the vision, just the intention. So thank you so much. And thank you, Chandra sir, for having both of them here today with us. Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, Amulya. Thank you so much for being there.
Thank you. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for inspiring all of us. You have been a very important pillar in PMC Hindi to be where it is today. And Vani ma'am and the entire team. I think it's definitely a group. And you all collectively dream and in vision, that's it. And we just do those small acts that we can do on a daily basis. That's what our work is. That's it. That's all we're here to do.
Wonderful. Thank you. We're ever grateful to Patricia. Alekia, your final concluding message. Conclude this panel.
Just one, meditation is the only way that everything will be revealed to you, because it's already there. It's just slow unfolding. So take your meditation practice seriously and let the beauty of life unfold in front of you. That's all.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you, dear friends. There is so many things to absorb in today, because it's not just about giving a report of things. It's a lot of things. There are a lot of messages. Like Nehaji took 5. We go back and listen to it. There's so many that will come through. Because if you go and look at PMC Hindi channel, the amount of work that it's doing, you'll be amazed. Then I put these talks in perspective back again, and what they're saying, and then how much impact that one can have with these simple things that they just talked about. And so we'll go back and rewind these again and again to see, and then we'll meet again tomorrow. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow again.
May the light of 1,000 suns shine